Thanks for bringing the prop. I think what I've found most disconcerting about this discussion, this debate, this process, is the whistling past the graveyard nature of it. We're talking about this is a big win in terms of conservatism, and for Republicans that we're getting a greater increase in defense spending. One of the things I've been pointing out, because of the massive inflation, because a dollar that we all held at the start of the Biden administration is worth less than 88 cents, the $858 billion we're getting on defense is literally worth only $754 billion in January of 2021 dollars. That's how much inflation has eroded the value of all spending, including defense spending. But the fact that nobody talks about the numbers, I mean, in total, the macro numbers. I thought it was interesting last week as I was asking my colleagues and quite honestly a number of you reporters, just the simple question, do you know how much we spent last year? And the blank stares I got from most people. Now, I'm still asking that question. I think people are getting a little educated, so that now they're starting to answer it. But the answer is $6.3 trillion last year. To compare that to before the pandemic, in 2019, we spent $4.4 trillion. The discretionary side, less than 70% of what we spend is going to be $1.65 trillion, which is 23% more than the $1.3 trillion we spent in 2019. I mean, again, that is a massive increase, and my concern is overall federal spending will probably be about $6 trillion for the fiscal year. Again, $6 trillion versus a baseline just 3 years ago of $4.4 trillion. Something's got to give. At some point, we do hit a debt crisis, and I would argue, 7% plus inflation, with really no ending in sight, is certainly an inkling of what that debt crisis is going to look like and how that is going to devastate Americans. In all areas of the income spectrum, but particularly people at the lower end who spend their money, their disposable income, on things that have actually risen at a higher rate than 7%. The amendment that I'll be asking for, and that Senator Schumer agreed to last week, would be to eliminate all the earmarks. And I've got my own prop here. So that's the entire omnibus. This is the language on earmarks only. There are, let me get the exact numbers, $9.8 billion worth of earmarks. Thousands of individual projects here. Both Democrat and Republican. It's interesting to note on the Republican side, we actually have a conference resolution that we don't support earmarks. Well, we're supporting over $4 billion worth. Democrats are getting $5.4 billion worth of earmarks. This is the gateway drug to the massive deficit spending, to the mortgaging of our children's future. It has to stop, which is why I'm going to offer an amendment to eliminate all those earmarks in this massive omnibus spending bill. Senator Lee.